Morning, it's DurgaMata and it's Monday the 25th of May and I'm doing my morning live to share with you another mindful exercise. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is an exercise that everyone can practice. It has hugely beneficial effects and actually scientists find it rewires our brain in a positive way. The neocortex, which is the command center, becomes denser with more cells and more connections, while the amygdala, which is the part of the brain that responds to stress and prepares you for fight and flight, the amygdala reduces in size, showing that the stress in your life has also reduced. So this is a scientifically proven, phenomenally brilliant exercise to practice every day. And I always say that mindfulness is a bird with two wings, and the first wing is bringing our attention here and now to this moment and having a kind of detachment from ourselves. So it's almost like stepping out of yourself and observing, what's it like to be me here and now at this moment in time? And the second wing of the mindfulness bird is your attitude. Whatever you notice, you see with a view of curiosity, kindliness, self-compassion, self-love, a kind of sweetness and playfulness rather than seriousness, and no criticism and no judgment. And one of the first things you notice is, I am not my body. I'm looking at bits of it, I'm touching bits of it, I'm living within it, but I'm not my body. My body is like a chariot or a vehicle for me to live in here on earth. It's important, but it's not who I am. And what's surprising for many people, I'm not my mind either. I'm not my thoughts. I can watch them. I can choose them. I can change them. And that's what gives us such a lot of freedom and benefit, because as we observe our thoughts, being here and now in this moment, we may notice that they move around. They jump. They drift. They disappear somewhere else. And the exercise of simply noticing that our minds moved away from the exercise we're practicing and choosing to bring our attention back to this particular moment in time, that's like lifting weights for building a positive brain. If you want to get strong muscles, you lift weights, and you have to do it regularly, not just once in a while. If you want to get a strong, positive attitude, if you want to have your brain as a friend under control rather than a torturer, then you have to practice mindfulness exercises every day. And the mindfulness bird has two ways of operating. One is it can sit in its nest, and that means we stay in one place and do a particular exercise. And the other thing that a bird can do is fly, and that equates to taking our attention to the present moment from time to time during the day in every activity. Mindfulness. So today, I'm bringing my attention to this present moment, where I am, what I'm doing, what I'm feeling in my physical body, my emotions, and what I'm thinking, the thoughts in my mind. And my aim is to keep my thoughts here and now with the exercise I'm doing. But with the mind being a restless character, I will notice when it moves elsewhere. And when I do, I'll give it a smile and call it back. Come and sit with me here and now. I often talk to my mind as though it's a little kid. Say, oi, what are you doing? Come back. Yeah, I know it's very interesting. Oh, we'll deal with that later. One thing you can actually do is have a pen and paper by you, so that if there are any really dominating thoughts or things that you need to remember, you can make a note, and then you can reassure your mind, it's okay, that's under control, we'll look at it later. So what we're going to do today is an exercise which is actually noticing, being here and now, and dealing with the habit we have of our mind going back into the past and dwelling on something which was perhaps painful or stressful and bringing it into that present moment with all that baggage, or hopping off into the future and thinking about what's going to happen and worrying about what might happen. So we're going to bring all of that stress and potential problems into the present moment and pile up a huge pile of stress from the past and the future. And that's where mindfulness is so good, because a lot of our stress does come from our mind and our thoughts. And if we learn how to recognize when it's doing that and let go of it and rest in this present moment peacefully and with curiosity and interest, then we reduce a lot of the stress we're suffering. So, to start, I always like to, you can choose to sit, you can choose to stand, you can choose to lie down, but you need to be comfortable, but not so comfortable you're going to fall asleep. You need to be alert, and ideally, you should be upright with your spine erect. So imagine a little thread lifting your head up towards the sky. And before I start, I always like to remember my body's going to be having to be still for 2 or 10 minutes or whatever time it takes. So I do a few stretches and twists just to convince my body that it's comfortable and it can be patient and allow me space to do my exercise. Then when my body's comfortable and settled, I bring my attention to my breath. I'm not doing a breathing exercise, but I start every exercise with drawing my attention to my breath, just as a kind of way of focusing and centering. Let it be gentle. You'd find that it automatically slows down when you do pay conscious attention to your breath. It slows down, becomes more gentle. And a lot of the stress begins to just drift away, drain down into the ground. Now I'm going to do a visualization. Today I'm going for a walk. It's just before dawn, and when I open the door or step out of my tent, if you're in Gaza, the air is cool. It's summertime, so the air's not cold, but it's pleasantly cool. And the sky's got that kind of opaline light just coming into it. And I'm going to go for a walk along a road that goes up a hill. And in one hand, I'm carrying a bag, and it's labelled the past. And in the other hand, I'm carrying a bag, and it's labelled the future. And as I walk along the road, I notice how the bags are pulling my arms down and straining my shoulders and making my back feel tense. And I'm walking along and I'm really noticing the feeling, what it feels like to be walking along carrying these 2 heavy bags. Then I find a convenient spot and I place the bag down. Now in your imagination, I'm placing my bag labelled the past down at a spot that I can return to later. There may be things in the bag that I need to deal with, maybe things that I want to look at or treasure. But just for now, I'm putting the bag down, maybe under a tree, maybe in the care of a friend, And I'm letting go of that bag of the past. And I'm taking a breath and standing up straighter and giving a little smile to myself because I've dared to let go of the bag of the past. And I notice that the sky is getting a little lighter as we progress towards the dawn. And I notice the birds singing that I hadn't noticed earlier. And I carry on walking up the road towards the east, towards the sunrise. My steps are more strong and comfortable now because I'm not carrying such a heavy weight. But as I carry on up the road, I notice the bag in my right hand is really pulling me down. It's making my arm ache, my shoulder tense, my back strained. So I look around and I find another safe place where I can slowly lower the bag of the future slowly down. And then notice how the tension in my body changes as the bag touches the ground. And the weight is taken by Mother Earth. I don't have to carry that weight. There may be things in the future that I need to plan for. There may be issues that I need to resolve. But just for now, I'm placing the bag of the future down somewhere safe where I can return to it later when I wish. And I'm letting go of it, slowly standing up and feeling the difference in my body when I'm not carrying either the bag of the past or the bag of the future. And I find I can stand up straight and I stretch my arms above my head and I breathe in the morning air. And I notice that the clouds high above the horizon have started to turn colour, lighter. And a rosy golden hue is touching some of the clouds above me. And I walk on up the road with a wider smile, breathing more deeply, smelling the fresh air of the morning, listening to the bird song, and my pace is quickening. I'm going uphill, but I'm going much faster now. And there's no tension in my arms, and there's no tension in my shoulders. There's no tension in my back. And I feel such energy and joyfulness that I break out into a run. And as I run up the hill, the sky above turns gold and pink with the promise of the dawn. And I reach the top of the hill and sit there and look out over the distant horizon. And I breathe in the breath of the morning air. And I exhale all the stress and the tension of the past and the future. And I'm here and now in the moment, looking out over the lightening sky, looking up at the changing colours in the sky, and just taking time to be here and now. And suddenly the first spark of light of the sun appears over the horizon, and I watch with bated breath and joy, wondrous joy, at the dawning of the new day and the promise of the new day. and the wonder of being here and now, alive in this moment. And I offer love and gratitude to the rising sun, and I offer love and gratitude to the expanse of the sky, and I offer love and gratitude for the practice of mindfulness and being able to share it here and now with my friends worldwide through the wonder of Instagram and the phone. I just stay with that moment and watch the sun as it rises higher and higher. The sky gets lighter and the day gets stronger. The sun lifts right above the horizon, and I start to feel the warmth of it with gratitude and joy and love. I feel the sense of inner peace filling my heart and spilling out, spreading out, flowing out, love and gratitude and peace for my life, for you, for the entire universe. You can pause the video and you can stay in this blessed moment for as long as you wish. But right now, I'm going to bring my attention back to where I am here and now, to my breath, the inhale and the exhale. Feeling what an amazing thing it is to be a human being, unique, unlike any other who ever lived, precious, sacred, part of everything. One world, one universe, one people, one love. I bring my attention back to my body. I offer gratitude to my body for sitting still. I notice the sensation, there's one in my leg, a little bit tension. I notice the pressure of my one leg on top of the other one, pressure of the heel, pressure on my bottom. I notice with gratitude. And then I do my closing exercise, which is going to be tricky this morning because I forgot to share with you the nature and the poem earlier. The nature is just here. I'll see if I can put this down and show you. The nature that I have for today is roses. I've got a little vase of roses resting on my diary, and the other leaves that are in the vase are jasmine. Let me see if I can prop my phone up for a moment. Very tricky process. I should have done some engineering before I started. Nearly got it. Just trying to rest it against something. I think that's got it. So I've got this little vase of roses, and I've been drawing them because I always like to share a bit of art as well. And they're rosebuds that I picked yesterday. I went out with a friend to Isabella Plantation, which is a beautiful garden in a park near here. And on the way back, I picked roses from somebody's garden, which is very naughty, but I wanted to share them with you. And I picked this jasmine, which is just in bud. And I think jasmine is one of the famous flowers from Palestine. So we've got the roses. Remember, I share nature because my goal is to reduce the stress in the world. I think a lot of the trouble in the world is caused by stress, and the best way to reduce stress, proven, is nature, spending time in nature. Yesterday I went forest bathing to Isabella Plantation, which I try to do every month. I went with a very good friend who loves it as well. And I found the roses, and I found the jasmine. So I can put that little vase on the table behind me. And then, that's my black pen, that's my little sketchbook, and that's my little rose drawing from today to share with you. And the other thing I like to do is share a poem. And I'm sharing with you a very special poem today. It's the first poem that I ever wrote down and kept and started a collection of poems when I was 16. And in those days, we had the opportunity to learn typing, and it was given us as a centering exercise. And it touched something very deep in my heart, so I copied it out and kept it. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision, but today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. I'll read it again. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision, but today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. And the reason why I interrupted my mindfulness exercise with some art and some poetry is because I needed to rest my phone so that I can do my traditional way of concluding my mindfulness exercise by rubbing my hands together, creating a little bit of warmth, resting them against my face, and just feeling self-love, self-compassion, and gratitude. Gratitude for my life, gratitude for the universe, gratitude for the opportunity to share this mindfulness exercise with you, to share this bit of my morning with you, wherever you may be, and to send you all the love all the peace, all the gratitude from my heart, for myself, for you, and for the entire universe. We're all part of each other. When we really feel that, it will not be possible for wars to continue, for cruelty to continue. It's a long, long journey, but we have some power. So I wish you all the power for the peace and the love and the oneness and the joy. And now I will end my life.